In a world where the marks think they know better than the wrestlers and the bookers, the Fantasy Booking Institute exists to pretty much do exactly that. This is a visit from the FBI.
This is Dan the Dad, and you should listen to Raw and Order or you're grounded.
Welcome to another episode of Raw and Order's The Visit from the FBI, your weekly source for pro wrestling fantasy booking. I am your host, Detective Mark Smarts, and I'm joined, as always, by my partner in crime fighting, District Attorney Vincent Kayfabe. What's going on, man? How are you?
Sad. That is a very inside joke that none of our fans, they don't understand why we did it. They understand it.
They might understand the joke. It's also a very dated joke, I gotta be honest. It's a very, very dated. It puts us back about 10 years. Sad. Anyways, no JLB tonight because he's gotta go to sleep because you gotta work in the morning. Necro's in the chat already talking about the World Baseball Classic that just wrapped up.
I actually watched the Mexico upset of Peru.
All I know about this year's World Baseball Classic is Io Shirai and I'm totally blanking on his name now.
One of the baseball players?
No, Io Shirai and another wrestler from WWE. If JLB was here, he'd be like, "Oh, he deserves better." I'm totally blanking on a name right now.
Oh, Tozawa?
Tozawa. We're in the crowd, like behind home plate. So, right there. That's all I know.
The only thing I know about it is this is the first year I knew it existed.
I knew it existed because I think Necro even mentioned it on the last one. He kind of got glossed over, but baseball currently might be more popular in Japan than it is in the United States, despite the fact that it is literally America's game. It is our national sport.
That said, there are two sports that, well, there are several sports that originated here in the U.S., but there are two in particular that could fall into that category. Because American football is also in that category.
What is? But no, I'm talking like literally speaking.
Oh, it's called the national sport, yes.
Major League Baseball has been designated by the United States government as not Major League Baseball, but baseball in general, I should say. It's designated by the United States government as the official sport. It is the country's official sport. But yeah, no. It's huge baseball is huge over in Japan. I knew it was big over in Japan because every couple of years there's another Japanese baseball player who gets a whole lot of publicity because some American team is going to sign him and bring him over here, and they usually don't do almost.
Pitchers do. Ichiro Suzuki was amazing.
Ichiro is one of literally a dozen and a half pitchers that were brought over here that were expected to be huge, and I remember who was the big one.
The big thing for Ichiro, even though he was in the American League, in crossover play, he had no problem batting. He was also a very good bat.
I remember it was years ago, and the big thing was they were bringing someone over here from Japan who was a master of the gyro ball, which is a pitch.
Oh, I remember that.
That was supposed to be like game changing.
Nearly unhittable, yeah.
Nearly unhittable, and he came over here, and yeah, it was very hittable to our players. And it could be that there's just something different with like field structure or something like that between Japanese fields and American fields. Like maybe the pitcher is slightly closer to the batter in Japan, so the gyro ball has less time to travel and therefore is more dangerous or something. I don't know specifically on that. I do know that in America, it was not big. I think it was Daisuke Matsuzuka.
Good old days.
I believe that was the name that, and I remember it was, he was going to come over here and that didn't do very well with it. I don't follow baseball very much, but I do appreciate one thing about baseball, and it's the weirdest thing. We're going to go on a weird tangent because I absolutely love this thing. It's the fact that there is not one set of rules for Major League Baseball.
I get it.
There are many sets of rules.
Yep. But there is one way to prep a ball, and that is with one particular type of Major League Baseball mud.
Mm-hmm.
Only produced by one company. Imagine telling somebody, that your mud is better than everybody else's mud and getting away with it.
Well, it's kind of like there's only one place in the world that produces the stones for Olympic curling. They come from one specific island off the coast of Scotland. That's the only place that they get the stone from. And there's only one company in the world that's licensed to get the stones from there. But no, there's 30 different MLB teams, right? Which means in America, in Major League Baseball, there are 30 different rule sets for baseball. Because every baseball stadium has its own rule set.
And dimensions, and yeah.
Well, it's based because of the dimensions, right? Because the stadiums all have different dimensions and different, not just dimensions in terms of like size and shape of it, but different dimensions in terms of the angles of the sidelines. I saw a video once, and it's two stadiums that have almost identical left sidelines, right? But on one of them, and both of them have a camera mounted down that foul line, right? On one of them, the official rule is if the ball hits that camera, it's considered in play. The other stadium, that camera in almost identical place, if the ball hits the camera in that stadium, it's considered a foul ball. And so every stadium, even in places that they are almost identical, they have different rules. But they're also, every stadium has a different shape and a different size. And because of that, and different wall sizes, you have the green monster in some places, and other places you have shorter walls in those areas. Some of them, one of the stadiums, I can't remember which one it is, has ivy on one wall of the back wall.
It's not anymore. Wrigley Field no longer has that.
It wasn't Wrigley. It was a different one that had this ivy. And there's an official rule on if the ball gets stuck in the ivy, what it counts as. There's all of these things. And that's why I just love the fact that there's not one set of rules for baseball. There's 30 sets of rules. And you just have to kind of know them or not. Necro mentions the 2023 rule change. The only ones that I'm really familiar with is the pitch clock. That's kind of the big...
I like it. Speed the game up.
Here's the deal. I think there needs to be some tweaking of it. Because I do think right now it might be a little bit too fast of a pitch clock. But in the end, rule changes happen all the time.
That's a next year thing.
That always happens, right? Every sport has rule changes every year, and you have to get used to them. The pitch clock is going to be something that down the road will get tweaked a little bit once they see so many things happen. Just like, NFL has had changes that went into effect one year, and then the very next year they rolled them back or they changed them. It's trial and error. Making the bases bigger, I don't have a problem with. Evolution is the nature of all sports. It is. As evident by the fact that we're talking about baseball, which evolved from an early form of cricket, which is a totally different game, right? And we talk about football, which evolved from a version of rugby, which also evolved into soccer, that are three totally different games. So, and so anytime I see someone, no offense to you, Necro, anytime I see someone say I'm a traditionalist when I come with baseball, right, then I say, okay, so you believe in only wearing those little short gloves that had the individual fingers on them and no webbing, because that's traditional in baseball. Oh, you only believe in no batting helmet, because that's traditional. You know, should we move the pitching mound because it didn't always exist in the place that is now. It used to be considerably taller. It used to be really a mound, and they've lowered it down.
They lowered it down because they wanted home runs like they had in '98.
And so the game's always evolving, and it always will evolve. And the same can be said for professional wrestling, which is what we come here to talk about. Because the professional wrestling we see today is nothing like the professional wrestling from 50 years ago. It's evolved. And anytime, I hear an old fuddy-duddy say, oh, I like wrestling the way it used to be when it was real professional wrestling, I go, that wasn't even real professional wrestling by your own standards, right? You got to go back to 1920 at the circus to get real professional wrestling,
And then they got to fight a bear.
Yeah. And they got to have a ringer who's ready to go in and actually beat up someone who calls them on their bluff. A shooter. Anyways, this is our fantasy booking game, show, whatever you want to call it, where we're going to take our turns challenging the other two, book some unknown and often unlikely scenario in the world of professional wrestling. Sometimes we get a little crazy, and they're not actually even booking, they're playing a game. We do not discuss them in advance, mostly because we don't think about them in advance. Except this time, we actually both had thought of something in advance, and then our stupid co-host, JLB, decided he had to have a stupid job that gets him up at stupid 6 o'clock in the morning in stupid Canada, and now he can't come.
I appreciate the stupid Canada part of that.
Yeah.
That's what I appreciate.
That's what you appreciate about me. So, anyways, so now we had to go back to the drawing board. Oh, something got checked by the mods. It's the auto mod, and it doesn't always tell me, so give me a second. Go to Stream Manager. I'm trying. I don't see one right now that's
Ghost Runners
shows flagged by the mods. Let's try that. Yeah, I'm not familiar with the Ghost Runner rule. I'd kind of offhand heard about the
Pinch Runners.
No, there's something new with actual Ghost Runners of some sorts, but I don't know. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything showing up here as marked as modded. I don't know.
So I apologize that it looks like I'm having a Parkinson's attack. I do have my TENS machine on my largest muscles on my body, so it is moving me now.
Fabrica Sport.
That's really kind of fun, though.
Yeah. I don't see anything here marked that it's being flagged for
Otani guy.
all.
That Otani guy, maybe?
Yeah, everything that I'm seeing came through. I don't know. There we go. Oh,
What was it?
I figured it out what it was. Here. It finally came back because it auto-modded sex-based terms, including the phrase buttholes.
Yeah.
Buttholes.
Where did he say buttholes at?
It's in this one now.
Oh.
So, yeah. Anyways. But so we're going to do our fantasy booking, and I think I'm just going to do a variation on what I was going to do, and I'm just going to do it more as a fun little game back and forth between the two of us. And that is, and we might have done something like this before. In fact, it may even have been something that you had challenged us once before to do. I'm going to do wrestling theme song switches, where I'm going to give a wrestler, and I want you to tell me what song you would use for their theme song on the Indies.
Ooh, any song then. I don't have to.
Yeah, don't have to worry about rights. Song. So. You're
just going to do a random wrestler naming system rather than picking yourself.
Yeah.
How about that promo last night? That was gold. Kept people up.
Unfortunately, if you're talking about the Roman and Cody Rhodes promo segment,
I thought it was great myself.
I can say it did not keep me up. But we already talked about me and
Yes. Did you watch it today, though?
I did not get to watch it today because one of my coworkers was out with the COVID, and so suddenly I had a double
Book of work.
book of work.
See, even when you say no, I'm not going to do more work for the same money, they give you more work for the same money.
Unfortunately, this was still under my original agreement,
Job
sort of a thing.
duties.
So, job duty. So I kind of had to. But he's going to be working from home, probably starting tomorrow. So probably won't be too much.
Well, unfortunately, it's not a 2-week stay at home now, so that's
Yeah.
a plus.
Well, the thing is, it's not a 2-week quarantine, but you are still supposed to stay home while you have symptoms.
Yes.
And so our official rules for our company are 5 days.
Test.
We don't even have the 2 negative tests, but 5 days. And if you're symptom free after 5 days, you come back into office, but you wear a mask at all times for at least a week. And you
5
have to be
days,
a 1 week symptom free.
That's the same as Jackson's school is.
Yeah. But, I don't know. Okay, your first one. I need you to come up with a theme song for Cowboy James Storm.
Cowboy James Storm. I am going to go with... At different major events, he's going to have a different country song that's like a more intense one. For main promo events, he's going to have I want to be a cowboy, and you can be my cowgirl. I want to be a cowboy. That one.
Okay. I don't even like that list, but I'm going to keep using it because it still works. No, you know what? I'm going to do this.
We just got told we don't watch wrestling. We watch 20 hours of wrestling a week.
Yeah. We just watch mainstream wrestling, and you watch a lot more of the indie and Japanese stuff. We still watch lots of wrestling. Just not as much as you, unfortunately. Okay,
Jobs and families and stuff get in the way.
Yep.
Okay.
Right.
Well,
You know, I'm going
out and
to
chat, bud.
yeah, I'm going to vehemently argue against you. No, I admit I don't know a lot of the stuff you're talking about. But at the same point, I would say WWE and AEW still count as pro wrestling, man. And
Over half of the wrestlers you watch want to end up where we watch.
yep, over half, probably
Right, we
closer
don't
to
care.
75%.
We don't care. We're going to give you that. You're like my girlfriend when she's pissed off.
Buddy Matthews.
Buddy Matthews. Oh, there's so many gimmicks. I come from a land down under.
Interesting.
I don't think that's the right one for him. I think he's too intense for that song. I'm going to switch that up. I'm going to go with Paint It Black by the Rolling Stones. In fact, I think Aleister Black's group should come out to that.
Okay. Matt Riddle.
Matt Riddle. Because I got high.
Can't really argue with that one. Io Shirai. We mentioned her a little bit ago.
Okay, this is going to be racist as fuck, but I don't care. Baby metal.
Chocolate? Give me chocolate. Just any one of them? Or just...
Yeah, chocolate's fine. Yeah.
Fine.
Anything by baby metal.
Okay. This one is kind of not fair because I'm sure they wrestle on the indies a fair amount when they have a chance. Sami Callihan.
Oh my. God, he's an angry little fuck. Heart-shaped box. Yeah.
That's an interesting one.
It's really fucked up, but yeah.
See, I'm thinking, this is just me putting in my thing.
Yeah, no,
I'm thinking
by all means.
Hawthorne Heights, Ohio is for lovers. Emo song that's all about Ohio. And his group in Impact used to be, it's not anymore, but it was OVE, Ohio versus everyone. So that's where I go with that. But Rosemary.
Oh. My music selection's so mainstream too. Necro's gonna dog on me for that. I'm getting some ideas here.
Man, Necro, I've said it before. I'm getting tired of saying it to you. Be the change you want to be in this world, man. You know, if you think you can't find any wrestling fans on this platform, anyone that like the wrestling you like, it's just because you're not looking hard enough. If you start a channel up, you start talking about what you like, you'll be broadcasting to nobody for a month or two, but people will find it. There's over 30 million daily active users on Twitch. 30 million people. If 1/2 of 1% of them, that's still a lot of people, right? So just fucking do it, or cry about it. You know, that's your choices here. I've said it to you 1,000 times. I'm getting tired of saying it, man. You can either shit or get off the pot. I'm even willing to, like I said, I'm willing to put my money where my mouth is on this, right? You set up a sheet, get a cheap ass web camera and a cheap ass computer with StreamYard or OBS or whatever the fuck you want to use to do it. And I will put my own money into shipping it to you. I will send you a USB microphone for you to use, man. But yeah, the ball's in your court, right? So you can either cry about it and continue to cry about it, or you can fucking do something about it.
People will come and watch it. We would come and watch it because we don't have the opportunity to watch it.
And other people will. And I guarantee you right now, there's hundreds of people out there who watch What Culture Wrestling and Cultaholic Wrestling, and they go, man, it sure would be great if these people talked more about Tokyo Joshi Pro or whatever, DDT Pro. And they don't. But no one else does it. I can't find anyone who talks about it. And so they just fucking cry about it. And so you can just continue to mope about it. This has been like 2 months you've been coming on here and crying in the comments that you can't find any wrestling fans on this platform who like the pro wrestling that you like. And man, I told you before, I'll tell you again. I will send you a microphone. Just get off your ass and fucking do it. No more excuses, just do it. Right? Do you think I started off with a studio with, wrestling signatures behind me and all these Funko Pops and all this stuff? No, I fucking was doing it from my phone.
Yeah,
As an
I started
audio
off without a
only.
computer.
Right? And I just fucking did it.
We called each other in Skype after we
Yep.
called each other normal.
Yep.
I sat on my couch in my shithole apartment.
Yep. We just did it. And then eventually we got webcams and started doing it with the live stream on this. Actually, we started doing it with Skype on just cameras and
Video.
recording it and uploading it. And then we decided to go on Twitch. And here's the fucking thing, man. Macro, you've got more Twitch followers than we do, right? There are more people who have clicked that follow button on your page than have clicked it on our page, right? And so, frankly, to me, I'm going to be honest with you, it's insulting that you keep bitching about you can't find any wrestling fans. It's because you don't fucking do anything.
Boom, boom, boom.
So shit or get off the pot, man. That's all I can say.
Pot or get off the shit. Anyway, you ready?
Yes.
Okay. My mainstream version is Duality by Slipknot. My less than mainstream version is a cover of Hurt, not Johnny Cash or Nine Inch Nails. I'm thinking like local punk band number 7 type thing, just really rando punk band
Okay.
that did a cover of Hurt. I think that would work. And I don't know of a punk band that's done it, but I mean, there's lots of people who've covered Hurt because it's been 2 different genres very, very well.
Okay.
You really didn't like Heart Shaped Box? That's sad.
No, I love the song. To me, it didn't fit Sammy Callahan, but
I got a new complaint.
it's one of my favorite Nirvana songs. All Apologies is my absolute favorite Nirvana.
It also has one of the most disturbing lines in a song ever.
I wish I could eat your cancer when it
eat
turns black.
cancer when it turns black.
Mm-hmm.
You can't even have that you can't even say that in a conversation.
Street
could.
Profits.
Oh man, it's tough to beat their current one. As the Street Profits. We're gonna go with that actually fits them. We're gonna go with Kool and the Gang. Ladies' Night. I don't know how it fits, but I can see them making it fun, and that's where I'm going with that. Is they're making it fun.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I gotta be honest. I don't know what I would do. Like, part of me is like,
well, it's so cliche to go with some type of rap song, but that's. I don't think that's the right fit for them. I really don't.
Rap probably isn't. I was thinking something in the dance rap thing, like LMFAO's Party Rock Anthem, or something like that.
Okay, so yeah, I was kind of going there. Mm-hmm. They're just more swooning for the ladies. Yeah. In mind. Yes, it's ladies' night, and the feeling's right. Oh, yes, it's ladies' night. Oh, what a night. Oh, what a night.
Okay, here's someone we haven't seen for a while. So he's going to go back out on the indies. Mr. Bobby Roode.
Bobby Roode. I like this Big Money Bobby Roode character better than Glorious Bobby Roode.
I think, I've said it before, the problem with Glorious Bobby Roode is that song is a face song, and his character was a heel.
Most of the time, yeah.
And the simple fact, it's a problem I have in AEW right now, and they've talked about the reasons that they did it, but the fact that Chris Jericho kept the song when he turned heel recently and did the Jericho Appreciation Saturday. That when people are singing, when the entire crowd is singing your song as you come out to the ring, you're basically face. You know what I mean? In fact, we're seeing it right now with Seth Rollins in WWE, right? People sing along to his song. WWE had basically no choice but to make him the face in his feud with Logan Paul. Now, it also helps that Logan Paul
just a very punchable guy.
Has got a very punchable face. So
he probably does a podcast about indie wrestling.
Yeah. I bet you he can find some people who like wrestling on Twitch.
Anyway, sorry. I get passive aggressive as fuck when people say that I don't do something I do a lot of.
I just get insulted and I get angry. I mean, here's the deal, right? Logan Paul gets on his podcast. I guarantee you, Logan Paul gets on his podcast and says, out loud, DDT Pro Wrestling sucks. I guarantee you he gets 1 million people coming out of the woodwork to tell him how he's wrong, right?
Yeah.
And
There are
how
people who go watch DDT to find out.
But they're I guarantee you, instantly, a million people would be like, "You're wrong. This is what's so great about it. You should have seen this match, this match." They're fucking out there. All you gotta do is give them something to view, right? Now, I can't do it because I don't have the time to watch that. And I watch the stuff right now that I enjoy. I enjoy AEW. I enjoy a fair amount of WWE. There's a lot that's shitty. I'm not going to lie, but I still enjoy a fair amount of it.
Who was I doing again? What song? Or what group?
Bobby Roode.
Bobby Roode, that's right.
But I enjoy it. So I'm not going to stop watching something that I enjoy just to start watching something else that I might enjoy, probably will enjoy, but I already have something I enjoy, right? And it makes me angry when he says things like WWE and AEW doesn't count like as real wrestling, right? That's like fucking coming on here and saying I watch real football. I don't watch that NFL stuff. That's not real football. I only watch this amateur, arena football league that is only played at 2:00 in the morning on weekends. It's the no true Scotsman fallacy, right? When you start saying, well, that's not actually wrestling, it's fucking wrestling, man. It's just not the shit that you like. But not all of us love to watch people break fucking light tubes over each other's heads for 20 minutes straight.
Some of us cringe. All right. I'm gonna go with Life in the Fast Lane. I was really tempted to go with Eat the Rich by Aerosmith, but it's the opposite of his character, which might be just an FU to the crowd. Eat the rich, and he'd just be like, suit up and be Rich Bobby Roode, Big Money Bobby Roode.
You know what I had just go through my head, and I don't know if it makes sense for Bobby Roode, but my brain says, say it. Say it.
Say it.
Robert Palmer's Addicted to Love.
I like it. That works with the wealthy aspect. It also works with the Rick Rude-esque aspect that he has.
Okay. We are moving to this is someone who's not currently signed with any of the majors, but we think is phenomenally talented as long as he doesn't retire again. Leo Rush.
Puff Daddy, All About the Benjamins. Because Leo always wants control.
Okay. Here's a good one. Kylie Ray.
Do you remember the song that Tara used to come out? I mean, it's not Tara. Victoria in WWE. But in Impact, it was Tara, what she came out to.
I don't remember it offhand.
All the things he said, all the things he said,
Oh,
running through my
Tattoo?
head, running through my head. Yes. That's the fitting song.
The Russian lesbians.
Yes. That's
that's what they said about him. I don't have any reason to know anything about the Russian lesbians.
That's the fitting song. Because she's always changing her mind. But I do enjoy the Smiley Kylie gimmick, and so I'm going to go with Natasha Bedingfeld. God, what's the name of that song? It's in the movie Easy A.
I got a pocket full of sunshine.
Pocket full of sunshine. Yes.
I got a pocket full of sunshine. That's all mine, yo. Whoa.
I think that's a fitting song for her. For the character.
So, fun story. I once, not too long after Easy A came out, I took my phone and I edited down just a clip of the chorus from that thing. And I titled the file clickme.mp3. And I would just randomly text it to people that I knew just to get that fucking song stuck in their head.
I appreciate you for that. I don't know why I like that you did that. You shouldn't have done that to people. That was mean.
It was mean.
I appreciate that you did it.
But I spread sunshine. FTR.
They come out to that video gamey sound, and I don't like that one.
Their current theme song is supposed to sound like something that the rockers, not the rockers, Jim Cornette's group. Fuck, my brain's on fucking. Anyways, something like 1980s style wrestling tactic. That's what it's designed to sound like.
Hold on, I'm thinking. Hip to be square, Huey Lewis.
Midnight Express, that's the one. Hip to be square. Okay.
Yeah. I think that gives you that retro 80s feel, obviously, because it's Huey Lewis in the news. And I think it gives you, the very unique, we're boring, but we're better at it than you are. And they aren't actually boring, but they claim to be, old school, boring wrestling. Not WWE and AEW
I think for me, Old Time Rock and Roll by Bob Seger.
I think you can give them anything from Seger. Anything Seger.
Yeah, almost anything Seger would probably work, right?
They can do on a long
and lonesome highway east of Omaha.
So it's in Iowa. Is what you're saying?
So Iowa, yeah.
Iowa.
That's east. I mean, technically, anything farther east of Omaha could be east of
Unless
Omaha.
you go like southeast, then maybe you could get Louisville or Louisville, as we call it in Nebraska, or Plattsmouth. But that's more south than it is the east.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, technically speaking, right? You could Des Moines is east of Omaha.
Yeah, I mean, you could go with like
Peoria, Illinois is east of
east
Omaha. Chicago's east of Omaha. Cleveland's east of Omaha.
Basically, you just can't be west of Omaha to be east of Omaha.
Scranton, Pennsylvania. I'm trying to keep it in a relatively straight line. Hartford, Connecticut is east of Omaha, right?
Paris, France is east of Omaha.
Plymouth, Massachusetts is pretty straight east of Omaha. So that's about as far east of Omaha as you can get
Without crossing an ocean.
Without crossing an ocean.
Nantucket, that doesn't have highways, is east of Omaha.
On a long and lonesome highway, somewhere in Bulgaria. I mean, technically, you get far enough east, then you're actually west.
West of Omaha, yeah. We went far enough east that now we're in Lincoln.
Yeah. Sapporo, Japan. He get farther east, and now we're suddenly in Salt Lake City. It's just really far east. Okay, that's a fucking tangent I went off on. Like a rock.
Seriously, anything Seeger would be fantastic for those guys, though.
A little too tall, could have used a few pounds.
Same goes with Sing Last Chance with Mary Jane. That particular song doesn't work, but a lot of his would work.
Tom Petty.
Tom Petty. A lot of Petty songs would work. Seeger would be better, though. I think it would
Seeger would be better, but
involved.
'cause I'm free falling. So I mentioned it earlier. I think they should have changed away from this theme song when they became the JAS. So, the Jericho Appreciation Society. What should they have for their new theme song?
Oh, man. I mean, it depends on how out of kayfabe he wants to go. If he wants to release... I think he should release a pop album. Not rock at all. Just fucking chipper, happy bullshit. Fucking bullshit, happy songs and fucking breakup songs. But no rock to it at all. And make another song. But if they really want to be heels, Backstreet's back. And you don't care if everybody sings it because he's just like, yeah, you're all stuck with that song in your head now tonight. Just a different boy band song every night.
I'm gonna probably get canceled for this. R. Kelly's Ignition. If they really want to be heels, man.
This is the remix to Ignition, hot and fresh,
out the kitchen. Mama rolling that body, got every man in here wishing.
Just have them come out stuck in the closet. Just a different chapter every night. So I was sitting in the closet just waiting.
Sipping on coke and rum. I said, so what? I'm done. Blair Davenport. Actually, she'd be on the Indies, so she'd be back to B. Priestley.
B. Priestley. Hold Me, Thrill Me, Kiss Me, Kill Me by U2.
Interesting.
From the Robin Hood, or from the Batman and Robin soundtrack.
Batman and Robin soundtrack. Yep, no, I'm very familiar with that song. I actually have the CD. Because I'm old, I have the CD.
Because it came out relatively late in your life, you were able to afford the CD. Mm-hmm. And it's not in cassette format.
Yeah, not cassette format. It's the full CD. I got that movie.
Fantastic. The movie's
can get all the shit it deserves.
But that soundtrack has "Kiss from a Rose" and one of the better U2 songs on it.
Yes, I mean here, the track listing for it. Foolish Games, which is a remake of the Chris Isaak by Jewel, right? Yep. Look Into My Eyes by Bone Thugs and Harmony. Revolution by R.E.M. Beginning is the End is the Beginning of the End by Smashing Pumpkins.
Oh, Smashing. Hold on. I might do Rat in a Cage for B. Priestley.
See, I was thinking of something by The Cure.
That would also work.
Love Song, maybe?
Oh, go back to FTR. I Can't Drive 55 by Sammy Hagar. That's another great song for them. They just have gobs of songs they could do.
Nope. Lullaby. Lullaby by The Cure for B. Priestley. That's my choice.
That works.
That's
fair.
my choice. That's it. Okay. Let's just do... What do you
For
say?
all you U2 fans out there that are upset that I said that that's one of the better U2 songs, I only put one above it.
And I'm realizing... We
Not
were
the
saying it was
song.
from Batman and Robin, but it was actually from Batman Forever,
Oh, was it? It was from the Val Kilmer Batman.
I believe. Yep.
Wonder what
But
the
still,
not the best.
Kiss from a
Batman
Rose
movie.
was on that one. I mean, it still had good music on it. Okay. We'll do, let's say, 3 more. 3 more sounds good. Let's hit a... Kushida.
Well, hold on. I mean, is the obvious one Back in Time by Huey Lewis on the News?
Probably. I mean, that's an obvious one with his time splitter gimmick.
Yeah. Two. Let's see what songs were on the sequel.
I mean, you could also do Chuck Berry's
Johnny Be Good.
Johnny Be Good.
You could also go with Beat It, which is on the second one by Michael Jackson, and he wears that kind of jacket at that time. What's the Back to the Future 3 soundtrack? That has Power of Love, which was in all 3 of them. Yeah, we're gonna go with Huey Lewis in the News, though. Back in Time.
Okay. So, for my next one, I am going with a new theme song for the United Dark Order on the Indies.
Join the Dark Order. Something the Skids would listen to. Sorry, I'm on Necro's Hometown.
See, you got the muscle shirt. Muscles coming later.
Love that show. God, I love that show. Dark Order. See, and I get really dark with them, so I don't want to do that. I'm going to go with the Beautiful People Marilyn Manson version. I don't want to get somber with my darkness. I want to get angry with it.
See, and I kind of think, hey, here's the deal. I think it's been a long time coming. I think the Dark Order, and I'm going to predict that we're going to see this in the near future. And by near future, I mean next 3 months or so.
Oh, relatively near future. Then.
Yeah. I think we're going to see the Dark Order turn back to a little bit more serious and a little bit more...
A little darker. That's why I like
heel
something
gimmick.
like Beautiful People or
And so...
Duality. I push my fingers into my
And so I'm gonna go. I'm sticking with the Marilyn Manson song, but I'm gonna do one that's a little bit more contemporary right now.
Oh,
and I'm gonna do "Killing Strangers."
Fair enough.
We're killing strangers. We're killing strangers. Okay.
I think you could do Head Like a Hole with Nine Inch Nails pretty easily. There's several Nine Inch Nails songs that have worked. There's several Tool songs, but you'd have to cut out some of the bridges that are. My favorite band is Tool, so anybody who thinks I'm dogging on Tool for these bridges, fuck off, because I love Tool and I love those bridges. But some of them drone a lot, a lot.
You could kind of do Tool, but get away without the bridges by instead doing a perfect circle.
Yeah, you could.
Which is just Tool.
Why, Judith? Why?
Mm-hmm. I've seen them in concert, by the way.
Perfect Circle or Tool?
A Perfect Circle.
With Nine Inch Nails?
With Nine Inch Nails.
That was a great concert. Still wish it was Tool.
It was fucking awesome. But
Kansas City or Omaha?
Omaha.
Dude, we were at the same show.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't know each other, but
was front fucking row.
I was not. I was drunk fucking row.
And I literally mean it. I was against the barricade.
How early did you get there? God, you had to be there at 2:00 in the afternoon.
No. I mean, we were still there relatively early, but I think it was only like 5-ish when we got in.
And you managed to get up on the barricade.
Yep.
Fuck, we had football practice.
Yeah.
Spring practice. Because it was March, so it was spring practice.
The person I went with is the biggest Nine Inch Nails fan I know. Also a Tool fan. So, that's for him and A Perfect Circle, of course, by default association. Because,
Maynard was there.
it's A Perfect Circle is basically Tool. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the rhythms aren't held by lead guitar in Perfect Circle. They're actually held by the drums. And so some of the players are different, but the writing is the same person.
Mm-hmm. It's basically Tool. And so, but I felt good because there I was. I was a lot thinner at the time because this was a long time ago. When would this have been?
2002.
2002? Yeah.
No,
so
2001.
Yeah, so 22 years ago. Anyways.
Still, the standard that you measure concerts to, though, isn't it?
Yeah. I've always said this, off on a tangent again, because we should just change the name of the show to Tangents. Because those who know me know that Pearl Jam is my favorite band of all time. Absolute favorite. I've seen them in concert 6 times.
Yeah.
And would love to see them more. Absolute favorite. And so this is what I always have to say to people. There's best concert and there's best performance.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Pearl Jam puts on the best concert I've ever seen.
Best performance was...
But the best performance goes to Nine Inch Nails. I tell people about this, how halfway through the first song by Nine Inch Nails, Trent has already beaten up his keyboardist so much that the keyboardist's keyboard keeps falling off the stand and breaks, and a new keyboard just gets plopped into place in front of them because they know it's fucking gonna happen. And it was so seamless that it happened, right? Like you could hear the keyboard break when it hit the ground, but there was not a break in the music as a new keyboard just got in place in front of the keyboardist and he kept on playing. So fucking seamless. They came out, they had a scrim in front of them. You'll remember this. So a scrim in front of them, so the lights came up and you could just see their shadows behind it.
Yep.
Right as they started to play the first song. And then the scrim fell, poof, and lights came up, poof, and they're
Blinded you.
they're blinded, but they step forward and they're playing the song, and they're all grimy. It's like they've got dirt rubbed in all over their faces, and just fucking. It was a show from beginning to end, right? Now, Pearl Jam is a concert. They come out onto the stage and they set up with their guitar, and then Eddie Vedder says, "How y'all doing tonight?
Yeah.
It's a great night here in," checks hand, "Omaha, Nebraska."
Checks hand.
And then they sing songs, and every 2 or 3 songs he stops and he tells a story, sometimes about how he wrote the song, or sometimes about just life in general, or traveling to the concert, or where they ate this afternoon, or surfing in Santa Cruz, or whatever, right? And then they play another song, and they do rockin' songs, and they got the lights and all of this stuff, but it's a concert. It's about the musical performance, not the physical performance, if that makes any sense.
Correct.
9 Inch Nails is as much about the physical performance of those people on the stage as Trent Reznor tries to beat the shit out of his other people in the band, and moves around. And everything's mildly choreographed. He's got to be in certain spots at certain times for lighting cues and stuff like that. And the concerts are programmed out so the lighting cues are exact every time, and everything. And
it is a show.
It's a show. Pearl Jam makes up a new set list every night and hands it to the board operator 5 minutes before they go on stage. Say, these are the songs we're going to play. And the board operator just has to know, okay, this is going to be the order of lighting. Right. And there's some person, some poor schlub, whose job is to follow Eddie Vedder with a spotlight. And fucked if he knows where Eddie Vedder's going to go.
Yes.
Oh, he's going over there now. No, now he's going over here. Now he's decided to pass a bottle of wine amongst all the people in the front row.
Oh, that's a minor.
Oh, he's crowd surfing. So, anyways, back to Wrestling Challenge.
Yes. Yeah.
We'll just make this the last one. I know that I said 2 more, but I'll just do 1 more because this is kind of it's a group, right? This is the reunited on the Indies, reunited SCU.
You couldn't end with something better than that.
I think there's a lot of great options for SCU.
Sure. Californication.
It's a very good one. I was thinking It Never Rains in Southern California.
Fair enough.
You could also do Paradise City by Guns N' Roses, though.
You could. But Axl's enough of a dick since he owns all the music to want royalties.
Well, that's why on the Indies, On the indies, it's fucking great because it's outlaw mud show shit. Who are they gonna sue? Guy who paid the talent in tacos?
Oh, it's so fucking true. But that's real wrestling, bud. Sorry.
It's been awfully quiet from Necro, so I'm going to assume
We appreciate that you're still watching.
I'm going to assume he's not watching. I'm going to
Just left
assume
the stream up.
that he fucked off. That he couldn't handle the smoke.
We want the smoke. Anyway.
And I specifically worded it that way because, you can't handle the smoke. That if that doesn't get a rise out of him, I know he's gone. So that's it. That's enough for me. We'll move on to your challenge.
Haven't seen my boy cough like that since grade school. No, I think it was back in the day. I haven't seen my boy cough like that since back in the day. All right, my challenge. Let's start with my last prison pack, huh?
That's good. We'll do that.
Well, I'm thinking Panini Prisms. My son got a Panini Prism, and they trade cards at school, and he has mostly Pokemon cards, and he traded, I don't know, a fucking Doug or Doug Trio or something for Deshaun. Is it Deshaun Watkins? Used to play for the Texans.
Yes. Most recently played for Arizona.
Yes.
Yes.
And so the first year in Arizona.
Oh, and that's DeAndre Hopkins. Excuse me.
DeAndre Hopkins. Yes, thank you.
Deshaun Watson's a different person that we don't talk about.
Yes. So DeAndre Hopkins. And he comes home. He's like, I got a football card. I don't know who it is because he won't sit down and watch it with me. And so I look at it and I'm like, well, that's not a terrible card. He also got one from the Houston Oilers from 1988.
DeAndre Hopkins was the last year he played with the Texans, legitimately, statistically speaking, the best wide receiver in the game.
Yeah, and I said, that guy was great player, and it's his first year in Carolina. Card, it's a 2020 card with 2019 stats on it. Good looking card. I don't blame him for it.
Yep.
I don't call him bad. He also thinks it's going to be worth $1,000 someday, and I'm like, yeah, when the equivalent of $4 today is $1,000, like inflation.
Yeah. It's like there's an economist who his favorite economy joke right now is I will give $1 billion to anyone. I will bet $1 billion to anyone right now that the economy doesn't totally collapse in the United States. Because here's the deal. If the economy does totally collapse in the United States, we're all going to have $1 billion because the economy's fucking collapsed. So you can pay a person $1 billion and not lose anything because it's not worth anything.
Well, and then you have to give a timeline there, obviously, So, and if it doesn't fully collapse, give me $1 billion because it's actually worth it. All right.
So someone took him up on it and said, I'll give you one, whichever one is the big crypto right now. Bitcoin. Oh yeah, one Bitcoin versus your $1 billion that the economy will collapse in the next 5 years or whatever it is. The guy's like, I'll take you up on it. Let's sign paperwork. Let's make this official.
One Bitcoin versus $1 billion.
$1 billion.
So the economy has to fully collapse, and he has to give him $1 billion for a fully collapsed economy, which means that that's no longer the currency. Can I write you a check, bud?
This $1 billion isn't worth anything, but here you go.
T-Bar. We got Dabakato. I'm sorry. Commander Aziz.
Babatunga.
Jesus. We have, where the fuck is she? Aaliyah. She's not even really in NXT that often.
I think she got called up to the main roster and then
I know, that's what I'm saying. They didn't like put her back in NXT or don't really use her.
I think she got injured, but let me check. Let me pull up the list here. She's not listed as injured, I guess. I thought she'd gotten injured and that put her out of it.
Big name, Rikishi. It's a nice Legends card there. Speaking of that family, how about his son, Jay? Speaking of famous wrestling families, Charlotte. That's actually a really good still frame of her.
Yep. In the middle of her moonsault that nobody knows how to catch her.
Speaking of moonsaults, the prison yard boy himself, Dominic Mysterio, without the mullet.
That's pre-prison. That's before he got hard.
That's right. Another Legends card. I am the game.
Should I do that with a mouthful of Mountain Dew?
I was to say, I'm just gonna watch. Like, if you do it, you do it. That's on you, bud. With legs that go well between the floor and her hips, because that's where legs belong. Stacy Keibler.
I'm gonna point out my joke about they go all the way down from the other day. That's a reference to the Naked Gun movies.
Yeah.
Because at one point he mentions how long her legs are, and she goes, "Yeah, I got them lengthened. They go all the way down now."
Windy Chu. Very easy to identify in that particular pose. Even with my bad camera view.
You mean Windy Chu?
We have matching cards, bud. It's amazing.
Twinsies.
Independent content producer, Mandy Rose.
I actually am surprised we haven't seen her somewhere.
I'm guessing she's making pretty good money.
I'm sure she's making a ton of money on her website. No argument there. But I kind of expected her to want to keep herself in the forefront.
Yeah. Well, she can always come back. The alpha male of our species. Brock Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar.
We got Guru Raj. Of my red, white, and blues, that's probably me. The least likely that people are going to get excited about it. Oh, these last two are chasers from heaven. We have a gold chaser with no longer in WWE. She is the boss, Sasha Banks. Mercedes Moné.
Mandy Rose currently has 69,000 likes on her fan page.
That's probably pretty good.
69. Nice.
Aha. Aha. 1,000 times. And then this is a number one in the series card. It is a next level prism. It is a wrestler who you would shit to have this card. You shit every day. That's a bad terminology. You would probably offer me money for this card. I would probably have to tell you no. Because it is Finn Balor, Demon Makeup, next level, #1 edition card. I want to point this out. I don't know if these cards are numbered or if this is just the edition in that edition, but he's #1. Do you have it? You got a credit card?
Where do I swipe? Where do I swipe?
Butt cheeks, bud. Butt cheeks. Oh, wait, no. That's can't say that.
I have. I have a Demon Finn Balor from that set, I believe, but not
Next level.
the next level.
So the numbers on the back, are those production order or are those?
That's card order, not necessarily number. So that's not necessarily
Not
a
a
limited
projection.
one, but it's still. I did the math, and for $7 for the first month, and I'm assuming that additional months are additional, but they don't have a place where you can actually look up what the price is for every month. But it says $7 for the first month, so I assume that all of the subscriptions are at least $7 a month. That's $483,000 a month that come into that site. Now, of course, fan time takes
You're talking about if it's
69,000 people
I thought you said it was 69,000 likes.
of the page, which is usually equivalent to subscriptions.
Okay, I didn't know that.
But so that's now, of course, fan time takes a cut of that. So let's say they take 50% of it, right? That still means she's making almost $250,000 a month
That's probably pretty good.
off of that site. And according to Fan Time's FAQ, it's actually an 80% cut is what they get. So she probably gets more than that.
Oh, the wrestlers or the performers. Sorry,
The
not
talent.
a wrestling page.
The talent. The bodies.
The bodies. Let the bodies hit the floor. So I want to do it a little bit.
I gotta be honest. Now that we said that song, there's got to be a wrestler that song needs to be their theme song. Who gets Drowning Pool's bodies?
Well, that's what I enjoyed your game so much that I wanted to switch it. I wanted to name the song, and you name the wrestler.
Okay.
So we'll start with Drowning Pool's Bodies. And then we'll do a little game that isn't so generic. Last.
Unfortunately, you know who's the best choice for Let the Bodies Hit the Floor? At least from a wrestling standpoint. That's Brock Lesnar. Because all he does is throw people around.
Fair enough.
The bodies hit the... Someone wrote on Twitter, or maybe it was Facebook, how much they really want Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar to team up and be like a modern day Road Warriors super team. And I can't get that out of my brain right now about how much I would love to see.
Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, as a team, just going out there and murking people left and right.
Is this a take my money moment? I mean, I would watch that.
I would. I 100% would. I 1,000,000% would.
1,000,000%?
1,000,000.
Wow. All right. So I'm doing a decade because I don't think it's fair on music to give you tops of all time, where you get stuck with Sing 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 by Benny Goodman and things of that sort. And no, that's not the first thing that popped up. The first thing that popped up on that one was Selena Gomez's Wolves. But in the decade of the 90s, the first song you get is Streets of Philadelphia. Stinks that you know the movie. Because if you're companioning it with the movie, it does not fit.
No. I also I remember the music video pretty vividly for some weird reason. Which really actually makes me frustrated that I actually remember that much. That's anyways, it's that point. But you said 90s, right?
90s, Streets of Philadelphia. You don't have to use 90s wrestlers. You can use anytime's wrestlers. Just 90s songs. I'm trying to make it so it's songs you'll know for sure that have the ability to fit.
No, it doesn't fit him. Drew Gulak,
Is he from Philadelphia?
who's from Philly, yes.
That works.
But I think that was now the reason I said doesn't fit him because I did not know that Raven's from Philadelphia, but it does not fit Raven.
No.
Stevie Richards from Philadelphia
And in the right gimmick,
could potentially, but not. Action Andretti is from Philadelphia, does not fit Action Andretti. The Sandman, nope, that's out. Jimmy Rave. He was a deathmatch wrestler. Steve Carino or his son Colby Carino. So I just had to kind of go back to Drew Gulak because that fit the best.
Fair. Next one, Sinead O'Connor. Nothing compares to you. Rough set for the first two. Sorry. Next one's better, I promise.
DDP specifically in his stalker gimmick.
I like it. I was going with the stalker gimmick. I was actually going with oh fudge. What is his name? Indy Hartwell's husband.
Oh, Dexter Lumis.
Dexter Lumis. Next one is Eminem. My name is. And no, they can change the music to not say Slim Shady at the part where it's, my name is Slim Shady.
I'm just thinking about that line. Hi, kids. Do you like violence? Do you want to see me stick 9-inch nails through each one of my eyelids? I'm thinking it should be a deathmatch wrestler.
I'm okay with that.
But unfortunately, Necro's not around anymore to tell me of all the deathmatch wrestlers that I don't know about.
And he doesn't have a podcast where he could tell us all the
Yeah.
great things about him. Or complain that a guy left it because it's better for his body.
Mm-hmm.
And get called out by the actual wrestler on Twitter.
Yeah. So I'm going to just have to go with one of the deathmatch wrestlers that I know.
Nick Gage.
No, I think I'm going to go with Zandig. I don't know if Zandig has wrestled anywhere recently. I mean, he's 51 years old, so he might not be wrestling anymore. But he's famously the one who put Joey Janela through a bunch of plate glass in the back of a truck in Joey Janela's first ever death match. Severed tendons on Joey Janela's arm, and so yeah. So I'm gonna go with Zandig.
Fair enough. Next one's Natalie and Burley, Torn. I'm all out of faith. This is how I feel.
So full disclosure, I had the biggest crush on Natalie and Bruley when that song came out. She was so cute. Anyways, that's the point. Who does it fit?
What do you got?
I'm thinking. I'm thinking. Not one of those people.
Nothing's right, I'm torn.
You know, I think this could be an Indy Hartwell one.
That works.
I think it could be an Indy. In fact, let's go back and Dexter Loomis gets Nothing Compares to You, and Indy Hartwell gets Torn. Because they're love songs to each other in backwards ways.
Yeah. This next one is so much fun. I didn't realize this song came out in the 90s. We got Venga Boys. Boom, 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 boom. I want you in my room.
Bray Wyatt.
As a particular character? Or?
Yeah, Firefly Funhouse.
Love it. Love that. Next one's the Fugees. Killing Me Softly.
Technically, that's Lauryn Hill, but I'm not going to be pedantic about it.
No, Killing Me Softly was Fugees. Lauryn Hill was after that. That's the one she did with him. As per her Vivo page. Or the Vivo page. Whoa.
But no, no, no. 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 No, I don't think I like it. I don't like it. I thought I liked it, but I don't. I thought I liked it, but I don't. So, coming back over here. Nope, I don't like that one either. Tough thing with that song is it's not very high energy. So,
You really need like a female member of Raven's flock for that song.
Daphne?
I kind of get it.
Because it's a dichotomy to it. It's like nothing Daphne did was soft. Ever.
Okay, next random song generator gives us Matchbox 20 Push. Trying to remember how this one goes.
I wanna push you around. Well, I will. Well, I will. I wanna push you down. Well, I will. Well, I will. I wanna take you for granted. I wanna take you for granted. Yes, yes, but I will. The tough thing is that when you keep it 90s and early 2000s, keep in mind from 1996 until 2006, I worked at a top 40 radio station. So
You know these. That's why I did this.
that's those all live rent free up here.
This next one, I think I can predict your person even. In fact, don't look at the chat, the private chat, and then you can tell me if I'm right or not. Oh, we got messages, notifications.
I'm all caught up on my side, so there wasn't anything. You know, I think I know who I'm gonna do for push. I just gotta
I'm trying to remember where our private chat's at.
where you
there,
see
I found it.
comments. It's down at the bottom of that.
Yep, no, I found it, yep.
Push you around is Monty Brown. I will push you around. Well, I will. Well, I will. Of course, he would change it on the way out to pounce you around.
Fair enough. This next one is Lenny Kravitz's Fly Away. Once you say it, you can go look.
I hate them. I hate that song.
You don't like that song?
I hate it.
I love it. I wanna fly away. Yeah, I guess it was like big for a long time. Even when it stopped being big, it didn't like get murked like a lot of the other ones.
Well, and here I'm going to be 100% honest with it. The entire time, everyone loved that song. I thought to myself, it's not even his best song. It's
No,
not
it's
even
not.
close to. Are You Gonna Go My Way is fucking
Yeah.
top
And
tier.
American Woman's better than that.
Yeah, I like the original American Woman better.
I
So
understand.
I would no. It's literally Are You Gonna Go My Way
Yeah, that's
Is-
the best song he has.
is
Yes.
and so
But I still think that there's a character that you would feel strongly for this song with. Maybe I'm wrong.
well, I can already tell you you're wrong because I literally don't have a single character in mind right now, and so I'm a blank slate trying to
Trying to draw a picture.
draw a picture. And of course, there's part of my brain is like, well, who would he think I would want? Because I got to gamify shit.
Boom, 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 boom. I want you in my room.
You know what? I'm gonna go with
Let
a
me in.
maybe lame answer, but I guess it makes sense, and say Dante Martin.
Now go look at the chat.
Is that gonna be who you said? Yeah. It's not like it wasn't like a strong. Oh, that's got to be Dante Martin.
No,
But-
it's just the easiest person to put into
But
that.
but
right
he's
now.
a flyer, and I'm like, I guess that makes sense.
This is probably the hardest song you've had yet, and that's "What Is Love" by Hathaway. By the way, it's "Baby Don't Hurt Me." That's what love is.
Colt Cabana. No, that was the easy one.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, fair enough. "Lithium" by Nirvana. Now this one, there's lots of options.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think if I just go with Raven and say instead of having a knockoff Pearl Jam song, you could have an actual
Nirvana song.
Nirvana song.
No offense, but I'm gonna listen to it while you're thinking. That's okay, 'cause so are you. Every day for all I care, 'cause I'm not scared. Yeah, yeah. Sorry for the bad music, guys. Yeah, 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 yeah. This one is coming back for all I can. It's good. I didn't sing that line on purpose. I didn't want to sing about my feelings when I'm talking to you. I went and looked at what the next one is.
God, I'm just not having anyone jump to my brain for that one. I got to be honest with you. So let's go back to the past a bit.
If I'm going current, it's Joe Gacy.
I guess.
But in the past, there's a lot of them. Is there a particular member of the flock you'd give it to? Or would it just be all of them?
I mean, it would have been Raven himself.
Okay.
Because Raven's theme in WCW was a ripoff of Alive, if I'm remembering correctly. But that's the lame answer. I don't want to do the lame answer. So I'm trying to figure one that's a better answer. I got it. Here's the answer. Here's the real answer. This is 100% the answer it should be. And I will not be taking questions on it. Johnny Grunge.
Fair enough. No questions will be given. Why can't I give questions, though?
That is a question I will not answer.
Your next song, Destiny's Child. Bills, bills, bills. Can you pay my bills? Can you pay my telephone bills? Can you pay my credit card bills?
Current Baron Corbin.
Mr. President, Coco Jumbo.
Yeah, Coco Jumbo, yeah.
Is that Carlito? I'm sorry, I'm not supposed to give it.
Early Kofi Kingston.
Fair enough. I'll give you that. Daft Punk, Around the World. Around the world.
Claudio Castagnoli.
All right, I gotta have the Y on this one.
Because his big spin
Oh, okay. I'll give it to you.
takes him around the world.
Second to last one is Offspring, Pretty Fly for a White Guy.
The Miz.
Oh, fuck, I was going with John Cena. Either one's great. Very last one, this is a great one. Foo Fighters, Learn to Fly.
I can't say the one that comes to my head first. So I gotta think about a second one.
Why were you going to say Dante Martin again?
No.
No.
People will hate me if I say the one that came to my head first.
God, don't say Owen Hart.
I am definitely not saying Owen Hart.
Dark as fuck, man. It's so fucking dark.
You know me.
Oh, fuck. Oh.
So I've got to think of a second one.
Yeah, you absolutely do.
Io Shirai or Io Sky.
Yes, that's a good
Either one works.
Well, that was our last one, but just in case, I'll give you your choice if you want to do this one, because it is Bullet with Butterfly Wings. Despite all my range, I am still just a rat in the game. And that is a fun song.
It is a fun song.
Oh, fuck, there's another good one after that, too. And he owns a wrestling company.
Not me Googling NWA personnel.
Usta.
You can tell I don't watch NWA much because a lot of these people I don't know offhand.
I don't know why you wouldn't. That's what you watch isn't real wrestling.
Yeah, apparently I need to watch more real wrestling.
But NWA is it's just your fucking quintessential, fucking not beatnik,
Hipster.
hipster. It's your fucking hipster bullshit. Oh, I'm so much cooler because I watch the real stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I listened to Nirvana before they were Nirvana.
I watched
The
Walter.
whole Not album.
Watched Walter when he was cool, not now where he is not nearly as cool anymore. He wrestles for WWE. He's just not cool anymore.
Barring the fact that in the ring he performs almost identical.
And even if he doesn't, right? Here's what it comes down to, and this applies to hipsters as well when it comes to music, right? What do people fucking do this for? And by this I mean either wrestling or playing music, right? They do it to make fucking money, right? To pay their goddamn bills, right?
Pay my credit card bills.
And if you get a chance to pay your bills, getting paid $750,000 a year versus scraping to eat on the indies, right? You're gonna fucking do it. And when the owner of that company that's paying you $750,000 a year says, "Hey, I need you to wrestle in a less indie style," do you know what you're gonna do? You're gonna happily wrestle in a less indie style.
Correct.
Right? Just like if you are a quarterback for the fucking Nebraska Diesel Arena Football League and an NFL team like the Dallas Cowboys comes and says, "Hey, we want you to be our backup quarterback, but you have to learn to play in an NFL way." You know what you're going to do? You're going to fucking learn to play in an NFL way. And I can say this with certainty because it's fucking happened.
Fucking did it.
Kurt Warner fucking did it, right? In a fucking heartbeat.
Let's cut down on that scrambling. Maybe slide every now and then, bud.
Yeah.
But if you want to keep bagging groceries,
Yeah.
you can keep bagging groceries.
Okay, I'm gonna say Kylan King
That's fantastic.
for Rat in a Cage.
Yeah.
Butterfly Wings.
I'll throw you this one. Again, you tell me when you want to stop at this juncture. Foo Fighters, My Hero.
The Hurricane.
Oh, I thought you were going to go with pompous, arrogant guy.
Nope. There goes my hero. Watching
as he goes. Share, believe. I feel like you might kill it here.
Yeah.
The song's not worth doing.
Although I have an answer for that one.
Okay.
Angelina Love. Do you believe in life after love?
Okay. Well, because you gave an answer, Christina Aguilera or Genie in a Bottle. There's a dozen female wrestlers that I wish would say, I have to rub them the right way, honey.
That's why I think it has to be a male wrestler.
Okay. Yeah, L.A. Knight. Otis in the maximum male models.
I was thinking a new alter ego for Bray. He's got the Fiend, he's got Uncle Howdy, and now he's gonna have the Genie. It's gonna be his first attempt at a full comedy gimmick. Works for Mick Foley to have a comedy gimmick in addition to serious gimmicks.
Yeah. This has got to be the one you kill this on. There's no way you come up with something for this. And that is Celine Dion's My Heart Will Go On. And don't you fucking say Mark Briscoe. Because that is so fucked up.
No, I was gonna say Natty Neidhart.
I could go on without hearing that, too. This one you might do. Shiny Happy People by R.E.M. We're knocking on 2 hours, so you're going to have to kill it at some point. Shiny happy people. Shiny happy people. Sorry.
I feel like this is a good time to bring back the Rosebuds.
So not Adam Rose coming out to this, just the Rosebuds.
Maybe Adam Rose, but specifically I want the Rosebuds out there
Can you
too.
imagine Braun coming out to this song? Mm-hmm. Fool's Garden Lemon Trees. I do not know this song.
Lemon Trees, if I'm correct, were kind of like a college alt rock.
No, Lemon Tree is the song. Fool's Garden is the group. It is a Vivo, or I'd put it up on screen for you. I got nothing, man.
It's released 1995.
And all that I can see is just a yellow lemon tree.
Yeah, it was Brit college rock. It's gonna be the first one that I just don't know.
It makes me think of like Paul McCartney meets folk music. In fact, that might even be Paul McCartney. It could have been early. Fool's Garden.
No, Peter Freudenthaler.
Fair enough. Thank you. Save me that song.
No, that's why I literally looked it up. Came out in 1995, and it's like college rock, Brit rock.
Yeah, it's not great.
And I was they call it Brit pop, alt pop, bubblegum pop. And yeah, this is gonna be the one I kill it on because I just literally don't know it.
Good one to do it with. Good one to do it with.
Boom. Boom, boom, boom. I got you in my room.
When I come around. Boom, boom, boom.
I got the next one right. The hidden track on Green Day's Dookie album, All By Myself. Right, who's that one do? I don't know.
I was all by myself. I was all alone.
No one was looking. I was thinking of you. Oh yeah, did I mention? I was all by myself. All by myself.
I was all by myself.
I went to your house. No one was there.
I don't have it memorized, but
I went to your room. I was all by myself. No, you and me had such wonderful times when I'm all by myself.
Well, guys, that's it for Raw and Order FBI.
All by myself.
And I'm going to leave Smarks here all by himself. We thank you for joining us. We're sorry to Necro that we blew up on you, but dude, don't come at us. Like, we like something you don't like. That doesn't make you better.
Even more than that, man. Listen. I'm sorry if I came at you harshly, but fuck, man. For the last month,
All you've done is bitch
all
about
you've
it.
done is bitch about
That
now.
people like mainstream wrestling.
Yeah. Oh, people only like mainstream wrestling. They don't like the weird, indie stuff that I
You know
like.
what would happen? You know what would happen though if people only like the weird indie stuff.
It would
You'd
be
be
the
like-
mainstream.
Yeah, you'd be like, oh, you guys got to check out this stuff with long promos and good storytelling
Yeah.
and the best athletes in the world. Oh, you like all that? You like glass broken tubes? What are you, some kind of mainstream dork?
Yeah. Listen, man. I like that stuff back, before anyone else knew about it. But no, like I say, for me, it just comes down to, I've said it 1,000 times to you, Necro, and I'm getting tired of it, man. You have the power to change this. You have the power.
You stream wrestling stuff.
Start streaming the wrestling stuff, and guess what? You'll find out there are other people who like it. But you have to fucking do it. Instead, you just sit and bitch about it and cry. And the simple fact is, that's not going to change anything at all. So you have a chance to change it. You have a chance to make something, or you have a chance to bitch about it. But you're making the choice now, right? And like I said, you'll stream to nobody for a month, 2 months maybe. You'll get out there and you'll fucking just talk
Nobody
to
else
almost
do.
nobody. And then one person will find you, and then two
there'll be
people
a-
will find you,
Worldwide
And then-
pandemic, and
and then
the most
No, you-
listened to show will be an NXT review from April 1st of the pandemic.
yeah. Even without that, man, I'm just saying, you'll stream to nobody, and then one person will find you, and then that person will start watching you on a regular, come into your streams every time, and then two people will do it, and then it'll be four people, and then it'll suddenly be a whole bunch of people, right? But the only way that happens is if you fucking do it. Right, I hate to be fucking Shia LaBeouf here, but fucking do it.
Shut up.
Or fucking stop bitching about it. Like, that's what all it comes down to, man. Because right now I hear a grown ass man crying that nobody liked what I like, meh, and I'm just gonna start asking if you need a safe space.
You okay, guy?
No, nobody liked what I like.
Your political spectrum starting to swing a little bit there.
You need a safe
okay?
space? You gonna cry about it, Snowflake? Just
The
like,
funny part is, obviously, people do like what you like,
yeah,
or
obviously.
wouldn't have money. And
Yeah.
those people probably have internet. They probably heard of Twitch. Maybe you go to a live show. You hand out some little cards. You meet random person who you like. Not every wrestler, though, is Nick Gage and mocks and wants to do a death match every third match. And notice, Mox is cutting down on it. He's bleeding a lot more.
There's 100,000 people who subscribe to New Japan World, right? 100,000 people.
Go get 1% of them.
You telling me that none of those people also watch shit on Twitch? Not a single one of those people watches stuff on Twitch. Right? That seems hard to believe. right? Especially since I know there's one person who watches shit on Twitch. It's you, right? And you're, I guarantee, not the only person. So fucking do it. Or again, stop bitching about it. Because you have a chance to change things for the better in your mind, and you're choosing not to. So as of right now, I'm just calling it that because you're choosing not to and coming up with excuses as to why you can't, you're the reason, right? It's your fault. Because you have a chance to change this and make it so the other people have a chance to watch it. You don't, right? You love that Midnight Sumo YouTube or Twitch channel, right? You recommend it to us. You had us go raid it the other time, right? Guess what? Midnight Sumo started off on Twitch with 0 subscribers, right? Starts with 0. Just like you would. And now they have they've got over 1,000 people right now in actively watching right now, and 22,000 followers, right? And I guarantee you, when they first decided to start streaming sumo at night, right, they were like, nobody watches sumo.
To give you an idea, one of the largest streams in the world, called Whatever. It's a podcast. It's a talk show. They talk politics on it. One of the largest in the world. Right now, actively going. Whatever has 1,300 people. Mm-hmm. Midnight Sumo has 1,100 people.
Yep. Right now. Right at this very moment. Right? And that's sumo. It's sumo wrestling. And again, when they started off, they had this crazy idea. I don't see anyone talking about sumo wrestling on Twitch. Nobody likes the wrestling that I like watching. But what did they do? Did they go on other people's wrestling shows and complain that nobody watches the wrestling that they like? Or did they make a fucking channel and start covering it themselves?
That is correct.
So, listen.
And, hey, man, all we did was copy other places and try and do a different gimmick for it. And it doesn't work as well as being the first to market on something.
Yeah.
So be first to market on something. We just did something where we're like, well, you know, it'd be a funny way to do this. We'll pretend we're cops. Mm-hmm. And then we don't do that anymore.
Yeah, we really don't do that anymore. It's all just the name now. But here's the deal. Again, we just fucking did it. We didn't sit around going, oh, man, I don't know if there's enough people to be worth it. Right? We just did it.
By the way, there's not.
There's
for
not.
Lots of streamers.
There's a lot of them. And guess what? Right? We're still doing it. Right? It's almost 1 a.m. for us. Right? And both of us have to get up and go to work tomorrow. Right? But where are we? We're right fucking here. Talking professional. Now. Yeah, talking the professional wrestling that we enjoy. The stuff that we like.
Which includes one of our favorite things, the reason Tuesday night shows exist. Making up weird shit. Mm-hmm. When we let go of having the fantasy book things and started making it game night.
Yeah.
Still called Fantasy Booking Institute. But when we started making it game night, it got a lot more fun. Would you not agree? It got a lot more fun.
Yeah.
Fantasy booking's always been more fun than WBI, in my opinion. WBU. He actually likes WBU more. He likes to talk the actual content of the week. Mm-hmm. I love this. I think this is fucking great.
I like them both. You know what? You know what I really would like? I've pitched this to you guys before, and you guys weren't quite as big a fan. I would like it if instead of talking what happened in wrestling, we just picked a single topic and just talked about it in wrestling. Something that happened, but just like, hey, I want to talk about this, right? Like, I could have spent an entire episode talking about that John Cena versus Austin Theory promo 2 weeks ago.
Sure.
Right? Just that one thing. Talking about how it was good, it was bad, whether it was good for the business, bad for the business, right? One of our highest rated episodes in terms of listenership was the one where it's not the highest because, as Fabe mentioned,
The pandemic helped out a couple of our shows.
random NXT review from the middle of the pandemic was our top listened to one for some reason.
600 listens. Like, it was just fucking stupid.
But in the end, one of our biggest ones was the one we did live the night after all of the people got let go in WWE the first time, right?
Yeah. I believe we called it the Wrestle Rant.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and you know where those guys went? To the indies. Some of them.
Yeah.
The ones that were still running. You know where they still came back to? To the big shows.
But anyways, I sincerely don't think Necro's even here to hear us talking about it. So to anyone who is out there, if you've been thinking about starting a podcast, a Twitch stream about whatever, right? It doesn't fucking matter. Do it. Just fucking do it.
Yeah. The other thing you might find out is that you have a friend you want to stay in contact with for the rest of your life.
Mm-hmm. Or here's the deal, right? There's a fucking catharsis with talking things out, man. I've seriously thought about, even though this is a wrestling thing, I've seriously thought about some nights just coming on here and starting a stream and just being like, hey, man, I'm not going to talk wrestling. I want to talk life. I want to talk shit that's going on in my life. And I'm just going to
3 weeks before WrestleMania, please.
Yeah. But I'm just gonna, I'm not changing the whole thing. I'm just gonna do a night, and I'm just gonna talk about it, like, and then on Sunday night we're gonna go back to talking wrestling. But I'll just talk, right? I come on here and I occasionally play fucking Xbox games badly, by the way, because it's fun, right? And so here's the deal to people like Necro and anyone else, right? Don't think of Twitch streaming as an income source. Think of it as a way to have some fucking fun. And get on and Twitch stream. And if somebody watches it, great. If nobody watches it, fine. Right? Do it for you, not for other people.
In a world where it's hard to get face-to-face with people, see it as an opportunity to talk. To genuinely talk with people. Yeah, there's going to be trolls. You block the trolls.
And the simple fact is, we've mentioned this before, it's the reason that we don't always go live right at 10:30 is because we get on here on StreamYard and are getting ready to do the podcast, and we start talking about shit that's not wrestling related sometimes, and we talk for half an hour.
A nice little therapy session.
Right. I got on here on Sunday night and bitched about family member and family drama that's going on. Right. And they listened to me and said, hey, are we going to talk professional wrestling anytime soon? And I said, yeah, well, let's do that now. And we went live like 40 minutes late.
And you know what? Our fans still came.
Yep. Or they didn't. I don't feel listen, would I love to make money on this? That's why I talk about the shit that supports us, right? Yeah, I'd love to make money on it, but I do this for me. I do this for you. B.A. Fabe. I do this for JLB. I do this for the fun of shit, right? And I'm going to continue doing it whether we've got 1 viewer, 2 viewers, 20 viewers, 1,000 viewers, right? So if you made it this far, 2 hours and 12 minutes into this podcast, we'll wrap it up here. Yeah, high five. Yeah. Made it this far, right? Support us, like, share, and subscribe. Right. Follow us on twitch.tv/RawandOrderWBU. Right. We have the merch store where you can get things like that shirt that's hanging behind him. It comes blank. You have to get the signatures yourself. But Chelsea Green's signature is on there. And Billy Gunn's and Austin Guns is on there, and Warhorse and Dan the Dad somewhere.
Wait. Did we just admit that we enjoyed an indie show?
Oh, no. Take the shirt down. Quick.
It's an indie
Fucking
show. We're
take it
fucking
down.
traders.
Oh no!
We watch what's available, man.
We watch
And
what's
the reason
available.
it's available is because more people watch it.
Yeah. The simple fact is, we can't all justify spending $10 a month on fucking New Japan World just to stay up late at night in America and watch this wrestling just to follow what the fuck's going on, right?
Quite frankly, I'm 99% sure Necro didn't have kids. And the reason I'm 99% sure, who owns your television? I know who owns it financially. But who has control over your television?
90% of the time, my daughter is in control or bitching and complaining and crying that we took control. Like literally, Monday nights and Wednesday nights and then Friday nights after.
Yeah.
Yeah, I say, no, it's time for Daddy's WWE. No, Daddy, I want to watch Rainbow Friends. Fuck Rainbow Friends.
That's fucking dark as shit. You let her
It is. It is. It's fucking dark. I try to stop, but then she finds these people who don't. It's not Rainbow Friends, but they play like Roblox that has Rainbow Friends in it.
Yeah.
So she fucking watches that shit. It's not worth fighting her over. I had to rule out Poppy Playtime, which is fucking dark as shit too.
I deleted YouTube. I was tired of talking about Rainbow Friends. I was like, dude, they fucking kill people. It's like Happy Tree Friends, man. It's fucking like you find that.
That's why she doesn't watch the actual Rainbow Friends. She just watches it's Lanky Box is the name of the channel.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And it's these two fucking annoying ass kids who play games like Roblox and morph into characters from Rainbow Friends and shit like that. So
I've watched more Mr. Beast because of my son than I care to admit. Mm-hmm. He's kind of an entertaining fellow. Still don't want to watch as much of it as I have to.
But
or Preston.
Anywho's, but you can support us by buying shirts and shit like that. You can support us by sending us bits on Twitch or tipping us. The link's in the doobly-doos for that. You can support us by subscribing to our Twitch channel. That helps us out there. I'm thinking I'm going to go and drop the price on our Patreon down to $1 a month. But to be honest, we need to start developing more content for Patreon to make it worth that. So that's our problem. But you can support us by throwing us some bits some way, or like I say, buying some shirts and shit like that. Or don't. Fucking, it's your money. Whatever. Right? Like, share, and subscribe. That's the easiest way, and it's totally fucking free. So, on that note, you can follow me on all of the social medias at Raw and Order WBU, just like it says under my name there. You can follow D.A. Fabe at
D.A. Vincent K. on Twitter.
And then JLB is where JLB is. Right now he's fucking sleeping, so I'm not going to give him too much of a plug. But on that note, we're going to go ahead and close the book on the Fantasy Booking Institute on Wrestling Game Night. Thank you all for joining us. See you soon.
Bye.